Good afternoon, everybody. How's things? Good. There we go. So I thought I'd celebrate it with a slightly Christmassy tile today. Thought that'd be quite nice. So as you can see, I've got one of my tag tiles. So if you've got one of these, fine. If not, doesn't matter. You can use a regular tile. And I've done a bit of inking. So of course I've gone traditional sort of red and green and added some salt. It's worked really well actually, hasn't it? So there we go. So I've got my tile, I've got my pen pencil tortillon, I've got my white pencil as well, and I've always got pencils and other things lying around. So let's see how we get on. So crazy, isn't it? Hello everybody, it's lovely to sort of have you with me. Are we ready for this? So I'm going to come straight in with pen today. So if we're up for it, if you're going to draw along, that'd be good. If not, doesn't matter, you can catch up later, you can follow it through. And I'm going to have this darker area sort of up here, that's going to be my top, and the slightly red I'm going to have down the bottom. But again, doesn't matter, you could have had it the other way, but it'd be quite nice in there to sort of put there. So I'm going to start at the top. I'm going to turn it round because what I want to do is put a curl in, and I find it easy to draw. Drawing a curl that way feels a bit weird and not comfortable at all. So there we go, along here. Oh, hello, and Chris, you're not feeling very well. I know you've not been too good, have you? So thank you for joining us for this bit. So here we go. Now, if you prefer to draw this in pencil, then that's absolutely fine. You can go for that. And of course, because I've used my brush pens in the background, then it's going to sort of hang fire and it's not going to move anywhere. But here we go. Let's put this curl in. All right. So it's sort of taking up all of the space there. Way along. Okay, first point of call. Oh, I know, Lynn, but you know what? Just go for it. You know, it's it doesn't matter, does it? If it's a piece of paper. Sometimes, you know, I think that the nicest things come when you actually go straight in with a pen, because you can't rub it out, and you have to sort of learn to accept it a little bit more than if it's in pencil. You see, I've gone a lot wider there, and I've come back to that point, and I'm going to put a little curl on the bottom there with a little loop on, which finishes it. There we are. So far, so good. Oh, hello, everybody. Oh, it's lovely to sort of have you with me. I've got a few little pointers to go through at the end as well, so if you can stay for that, it might be worth you a while. There you go. See, I'm just going to follow that through. I'm going to put some little dots in there. There you go. I'm going to put two at the end there as well. So that's our first one. Okay. So I'm going to, I mean, if you prefer to draw them that way, doesn't matter. It's nice, isn't it? Yeah, something to sort of hang something on. So let's go and do another one. I'm going to sort of work from here this time. So around, I want my curl to be this side, so I'm going to do a little one here. And then it's going to go underneath this one. Not too far down. Let's take it to about here. So it's going to sort of go underneath, around. And I'm going to keep it quite thin. So there we go. Not the same as the first one that we did. Or the next one. So it's nice to hear yes, people there in Florida with us today. You know, I love Florida. I do love Florida. I'll tell you what's really nice as well. It is a little bit colder at Christmas. I have done Christmas at Disney. It's fantastic. Okay, so this one a little bit small, you see? Just gonna do a little curl there. And then back in, keep it quite thin. Going underneath. And then I'm going to come round, look, and put that little bobble on the end. There we go. So we've got three going on. Let's have a look at this. See where we're at. Okay, so we've got a few little bits and pieces there. So we're ready for our next little bit. I think, do I want to put another in? I might actually put an extension on from here. So well, let's just do a little curl. Just a little one, look, and I'm going to bring it down and around here. There you go. See, just a little bobble on. And then they're just going to make it really quite thin. Almost like it's a secondary thing. Just in the end there. Okay, like that. Oh, Chris. Yeah. You're not far off there. You're not far off at all. I'm going to bring my pen in just for a moment and sort of down in this end here. I'm going to draw myself a rectangle. I don't want this to be too small, so don't be too shy with it. Same there, look. Remember, I'm only going to do it in pencil, so I've got something to work to. Perhaps it'd be nice if it was more vertical. And then now let's have a look. Yeah, I'm going to put one here too. A bit thinner maybe. Okay. Next one in. There you go. Oh, but now haven't we decided we don't mind rain because we can ink our tiles and just sort of let the rainwater drop on them. I don't know if Rose posted, but she did some fantastic little tiles using that method. Okay. Oh, it's drizzly in South Carolina. No. Oh, sorry, Christy. What have we done for the beginning? We're not far in, actually. We did this large one first, look. See, a real large curl. Put this little gap in the middle. And then I've put a few more sort of interlocking. That's as far as we've got. You've got time. So let's focus on these. And I'm still with my pencil for a minute. And kind of turn it. I'm just going to give myself a little bit of a gap there. A little space there. Okay, so we've got that. So in this middle bit, let's just do a little sort of almost like a plant pot, isn't it? And then on the top here, I'm going to round it a little bit. See, now it looks like a latte. And then this one. Oh, Sue, I know, tile 300. We've really got to pull the boat out for that, haven't we? We've got to have cake at least. At least have cake on that day. I think, shall we do a double tile on that day as well? I think so. Okay, so we've got that kind of a shape. So I'll come in with pen. Now see this bit in the middle there? I'm going to go bubble on the outside and then follow the line. Now if you've got to do a little rectangle to keep these in line, that's fine. Well, I'm going to go in there, look, and then I'm going to do an extra one on that edge as well. There we go. Christina, this is a tile, one of the tags. So it's 7 centimetres by 12.5. Okay. And then in. But of course, if you don't have one, don't worry, use a regular tile. And you're just not going to have a rectangle. You're going to just change the size, or the scale a little bit. There we go. And now I'm going to bring it down here and here. And then again, I'm going to do a little row of bubbles. See, I went one out, bring it all the way down. See, one out. And then a line and another bubble at the bottom there. And then at the top, I'm going to put something a little bit larger, and then I'm going to aura inside. Okay. And then inside here, again, if you want to use pencil, I'm going to come and split it in the middle so I know where I'm working to. And then here, I'm going to come in and draw a little curve there. See, follow the shape. And then here, in and around, and follow the shape. There we go. And then I'm going to come on, it's a bit of an angle, and I want to put in some diagonal lines quite close. You see, now when I get to where I can do both at once, I can do both at once. Again, quite close here. We're not going to do any other tangles in this grid. We just want a real close grid. And it's quite small, so there's no need for a straight edge here. Just put them in at your leisure. There you go. Just want a little And then of course, finish that bit off. And then this way. I always like to have this so it's sort of horizontal towards me. And then putting in a vertical is so much easier. So I'm going to do all this one now, see if that changes. They don't have to match, so see how I feel, if I like doing it this way better. That was a little bit more cohesive, I reckon. And then this way. And yes, Vicky, it's a bit of a lantern, so, you know, maybe a little bit of a yellowy glow around. Maybe. Okay, there we are. Just going to get rid of that line now at the middle. And then a little bit of lines around the edge. We don't need those anymore. It's just sort of hanging in midair. But that's okay. We can sort that out in a short while. All right. So looking at the top then, let's bring in a little loop. There's one. And then either side, one there, look, one there. And then I'm going to get another one in. And there. And then let's put another little loop in the side there. There you go. And I'm just going to bring my 08 pen in. Just going to fill in those gaps. Just get a bit of black ink in there. And then that one. There you go. Okay. So I'm just going to come to the bottom. And again, I'm going to start with a line in the middle. And then if I sort of imagine one part way, the same there. So I've got one part way. And then I could do part way again. You see I've got that sort of slight angled shape, and it changes as it works its way back towards that line. So you can put as few or as many of those in as you like. There you go. All right, not too bad then. Maybe yes, a couple of little bubbles in there. Getting smaller and then lines. Okay, like that. See, they're great. Just putting that 03 in there helps it a little bit. Okay. So let's have a look at this next one then. And again, I'm going to come in with pencil just so we can work on the shape. So let's turn it round. I'm going to have this one sort of about there. There we go. And then I want a bit of a curve. So let's have a bit of a curve. There. And then here, that's about my middle. So let's bring it sort of towards the middle there. See, it's a bit flat on the bottom. And around towards the middle there. So it's a bit of a shape there. And then here, let's sort of create a little bit of a curve at the top as well. And then I'm going to do another one at the bottom. Okay. Inside, I think what I'm going to do this time, I'm probably going to aura around the inside. So if I just do it in a quick sketch with pencil, you can see I've gone a bit wider, see at the bottom there. Yeah, like that. So back in with pen. And let's draw this bit in. And then I'm going to go around. And then I'm going to come back around. If it's not exactly, middle, doesn't matter. And then let's do that little aura as we're coming in as well. Alright, and around we go. Okay, and then little bobble on the bottom. So I might do a couple of little shapes there, and another one there's a little sort of a ring shape on the top. There we go. So if I rub out those lines now. That's the nice thing about using the brush pens for this, is because you see I've rubbed out and the ink's not moved behind. Whereas with some ink pads, it does. Okay, so I'm going to sort of imagine middle again. Let's put that little loop in. And then I'm going to do another one. See, I'm going to sort of shape it slightly to fit there. And then I'm going to get another 2 in there, look. There you go. And I'm going to add a couple little bubbles around the outside there. Just want a little bit of designing. So whether you follow the line or whether you have it one side or the other, it doesn't matter. Whatever works. There we go. So you just sort of keep it coming. I don't rush this. I know we tend to think bubbles really quick and simple, but you take your time, you tend to get a better bubble shape. It doesn't turn oval. There you go. All right, like that. So let's just leave those to one side for the minute as such, and let's have a look at the next sort of little bit. And I want to put some little fairy lights lying around, I think. Now let's have a look which way we're going to do this. I think, yeah, I'm going to start sort of in the middle. Now, I don't want them to be all sort of hanging the same size or same shape, same sort of design. Let's put this one in. It's like a little, sort of a little teardroppy kind of shape. And a little sort of on the top there. Let's go a bit bigger so you can see that. There we go. And just sort of a little highlight there. That's nice. It's like a stubby carrot, isn't it? Let's have another one. Do you see how I'm going to sort of create this little shape there? And again, a little sort of bobble on the top and a little highlight. You see the sort of it hanging in different directions. So let's put one. Now I want them to be underneath this because we've got to hang them off something. So for example, if it's here, there's nothing to hang it from. So you've got to think about this now, where you're putting them. Okay, so I've got one there, look. Looks like a strawberry, that one does. So one here a bit closer up. Let's make it a little bit longer, look. There you go. Little top hat and a little highlight. And then let's put one further down here. So you notice they're all sort of in slightly different directions. Okay, let's have a little look at that. There we go. All right, it's quite sweet, isn't it? So to get these to sort of work together, we're gonna sort of start, see this, and we can hang it from, I'm gonna do like a loop kind of action. So let's sort of see where that's going. I'm gonna start from here. I'm gonna come up and it's gonna go over there. And then it's coming back down. So I'll go underneath that one. So let's go underneath that one. See, it's a bit of a loop there. Over that one. Under there. Let's give it a bit of a loop. Let's take it over. And then under. See? And then over. And back through. We can stop it there. So you've got a really nice sort of hanging sort of design going on there. So let's have a look at the other bits. I'm gonna bring this. I want it to join. I'm actually gonna have it join this one here, I think. So let's just bring it up. See, I've gone over there, and then up, and I'm gonna go underneath that one, and I'm gonna sort of join it. See, so it hangs over there, and then here I can bring it back up and just sort of tie it off there. So it looks like a little bow. See, it's just been sort of tied off a little bit. And this one, so again a little bit longer this one, isn't it? So what I'm going to do is sort of on purpose, I'm going to give it a little bit of a wobble. See, you can even put a little curl in there. Let's just hang that up and over that one. So just hang it there, I think. And again, I'm going to put that little sort of bow, so it looks like it's been tied up there. All right. Just gives it a little bit of a springiness to it. Right, so a little bit more on this one. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to start from about here, and I want to create like a little wave coming along it, like so, till I get to here, and then I'm going to come out here. All right, so I waved it along there, I've gone underneath, I've come back out and through that little gap there. Okay, got a bit of a pencil there I don't need. So let's go a little bit bigger then. Oh, if it'll let me, there you go. What I want to do is I want to create some little holly. So I'm going to start from here, I'm going to go up and then a little bump and back, like a little letter M, see? And the same this side, so starting from there, I'm going to go along and then a bump and then join it. It's big enough I can get a line in. So we can do a few of those, see? Up and a bump and one, so like an N, same the other way. If you can, put a little line in. Same here, little line in. So let's join those to the wavy line we got there. So I can bring another one out. There you go. And these sort of start to create these little shapes. And before you know it, you've got a few bits of holly lying around there. Now here, see where we're going over the top, we can take that over, that's fine. Let's have that going underneath, see it's going under the back there. We'll have one sort of coming out here. So you can put your stems in first, or you can put your holly in first, whatever works. There you go. I always find I get the better shape when I go from the base each time. So you're doing it that way, and then that way. It's a lot easier. I think so. I know everybody's got their own. Rather than doing it like that, I just find it. See, that's going to go underneath. You're just going to see a little bit on the end. Let's have one going this way. A little line in if you can. Okay, let's have a little look at that then. Okay, so we need some coming up and along this line too. Now if yours is quite small, don't worry about putting that line in the middle. It's absolutely fine. There we are, just little bits, in we go. Along. And keep it going. Oh, hello Julie, I feel like I have to put zingers in now. Julie's in the house. I hope that cake's gluten-free. I bet it's not, is it? And I bet you can have custard with it or cream. There you go. See, maybe one up here, look. And then, of course, just a little one, I think, up there. Okay, that's where we are so far. So, all right, next little bit then. I think we've got more space in a sense. So I'm going to sort of imagine coming from here. I've got a bit of a bubble going on there. There we go. And a little sort of a line on the top there. Ah, Julie, see, that's good. It's a start. Dairy free. And then from here, I can create sort of, I'm going to go from the top, I think, and have some little dots and dashes. Let's join in that there. That's going. I'm going to have, let's do it this way. I'm going to have a little curve on there. See? And let's put some little bubbles in, give it a little bit of decoration. So, do we have space for another one of those? Let's have a look. Most definitely, I think. Let's have a look. Maybe one here. And put one there, look. See? There we go. And then a little cap on the top. And thing to hold it. There you go. Again, this time I'm going to have lines on this one. And then this one maybe a little bit of a grid design. And this one we could have just let's just have a swirl. There we go. Must be cup of tea time.
It is afternoon, guys.
Oh, we're all on it today. We're on Christmas.
Oh, are we?
Yeah, just for today. Yeah. And we're talking about cake, Leslie. Okay, so we've got to join these to the top. Let's join them then. I'm going to have that one joining to there, I think. And this next one, let's have it going underneath there. Little dots and dashes. I'm going to join it to that one. And then the same sort of thing here. Join it to there. All right. See now why I got that green bit there. It's lovely, isn't it? It's worked really well. Oh, Sue says hi, Leslie. Oh, she's talking to John. Okay. So I want to just sort of come and have a look at this line here now. I think what I'm going to do is start in the middle-ish. And let's have some dots and dash lines. Same sort of thing here. There we go. See how they're all sort of different lengths? And you don't want to have them all the same. So let's go for a little bubble in there as well, and then extend it maybe. And in we go along. There you go. See, I feel all warm and glow-like. I think is that because I make a cup of tea. Let's have a. Oh, Leslie's made me my favourite. Yeah. Now you notice I've left a little bit of a gap there. You don't have to have these all the way along. Just sort of in little places along that bottom there. Different lengths. But you know, keep your tile straight so you're getting these vertical lines. You don't want these wandering off to the, you know, to an angle across one side somewhere. You want to try and keep them together if you can. Vertical. Okay, see? Sort of. There you go. That sort of wanders down. Yeah. So let's just have a little look. We've got another one here, look. So we could actually have a few coming from there. And I'm not going to overdo it, just maybe a couple. See, this way you've got too much going on there, really. So let's have a little look at this. There we go. So next little step then. Being that I've got this line coming from here, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep it going. Little dots and dashes all the way down. Maybe the odd little bubble in there as well. Let's create a bit of a border. Just sort of in and around that space there. Okay. There we are. Same along this one. Bubble in there.
Very Christmassy.
No, this is your homework.
My homework?
Yeah.
It is, isn't it? I don't never get to do it while I'm working.
No. You mean this is called work, what we do?
What was that?
This is called work.
No, I said I never get to do them while I'm working though.
Oh, no, but we don't
So
work.
I have to do them at home.
We don't work here, do we? She's not answering that one. Yeah, see, so oh, dots and dashes. John Leslie thinks we work here.
Some just attend.
There we are. Don't know what you mean. Don't know what they mean. All right, so that's our drawing. Of course, you could add more. You could add more bubbles if you want, or baubles, or whatever you want to do. But I think at this point, I'm going to come and add a bit of pencil. Or do I want to use pastels? I think I'm going to use some pastels. All right. Again, you can use coloured pencils for this too. And being that I've got red and green on my piece, I've got, I'm going to go with red and green. I've got darker green with these two. So let's have a look then. I'm going to start with the red. Here we go. I'm going to go in a little bit larger. So let's add a little bit across the top there. Now with pastels, a lot easier to shade because we use a tortillon. So, see now John's walking past with cake. Yeah, so it's a lot easier to apply colour. So if you're using coloured pencils, remember you've got to blend them out. If you're going to use regular pens, regular pencil, then of course you can put your pencil in the same places. Okay, so I've got a little bit there. Actually, I might do all my lights a different colour, but for now I've got a bit of red there, look, a bit of red there. So let's bring that lighter green in. Let's have a look at this holly. I'm just going to add a little bit to the holly. See, just little hints. We're not trying to colour it in or anything, we're just giving it a little hint of colour. There we go. It'd be nice, you could do watercolour over the top as well. So you could use the same brush pens that we've used in the background, which I've just used the red and the green brush pen, the light and the dark. And you could, yeah, you could use them as watercolours over the top. Let's put a bit of that in as well. A bit in there, look. Darker green maybe. Let's have a little bit of that in underneath there. And I think definitely we need a little bit of yellow. Rose, I'll look into that to see if we can. I'm not sure, but I'll have a look. I mean, at the minute, I know with my tiles, I'm keeping them in the pockets, but I know they sort of stick out a little bit, don't they? But, I'll see what I can find. Okay, so there we go, a bit of yellow in there. I'm not going to do yellow anywhere else. But being that I've got these little lights, let's have, this is a bit of orange. And a little bit of blue.
I'm not going to leave you out as well.
Oh, thank you. See, now I feel special. I take back everything I said about you, Leslie. Look, gluten-free cake. Another blue there. Okay. Yeah, like that. And, you know, on our baubles, I don't know, maybe a darker yellow, just a little bit on that one. So I'm just sort of picking at a few. I'm not trying to colour it in completely. I'm just giving it a little bit of a hint of colour in there, a bit of that magenta-y colour. And let's have a look. I've got purples in there. Let's go a bit of green again. Okay. So we've got that. Now, according to these sections at the top here, I'm going to come in with my black and just add a little bit to each of those lower curves there. So maybe just a touch on that one there. I don't want to overdo it with black. So there's a starting point. And so actually they're not bad at all. Yeah, they do taste like cake, so some of them don't. Some of them are so full of sugar it's not worth the hassle. Okay, so let's have a look at this. Now remember, when we're using pastels, we've got to keep a clean tortillon, or we need a tortillon for each colour. So let's have a look. Oh, it's look spoiling myself. There we are. So clean tortillon. I'm going to start with the yellow. Very gently. Going to work it round. Just give it a little bit of a blend there. Little holly, I'm not going to worry too much about because they're very small. Just sort of push it down a bit. And then of course I've got a bit of a bauble here. Okay, let's just go in a little bit. There you go. And a little bit, see? Okay, so we've done our green. See, now I've only got a little bit on there. See? But if I start mixing that with the reds and the blues, it's going to go a little bit muddy. So I'm just using like a regular nail file. There we go, you see, cleaned it off back to a point. So then I'm going to come in with the orange. I'll do the orange and the red. There you go, just little hints, and I still want to leave a little bit of the background with no pastel on at all. See, just sort of gentle with it. Giving it a little bit of shaping. This is the main one, so this is where I put the most of that pastel. You see there, look, I'm actually creating little bits of like dust. Don't be tempted to blow it right now, because if you try and blow them away, you're going to end up with all the bits that you wanted to keep blowing away. You'll do that after. And see, I've got the same with this one. Let's do this bit here. And this bit here. I know we've not gone round there, but we'll sort that in a bit. Okay, so it's still darker up there. So that's all my red done. And then again, I could go in with the purple and do this, because of course a bit of red in with your purple, it's fine. That's okay. But I'm going to clean it off again, just to go into the blue there, just so we keep a true blue. There it is. So if you haven't done all your cards yet, your Christmas cards, this could be the time to get some of these done. So it looks like a few of us are thinking that, is that right? Okay, now we've got the black, remember, so I don't want to sort of completely saturate it with, so let's go in with swirls and just very gently ease it round. You see, just gives it that little bit of depth there. I did a little bit there, look. Don't want to completely fill the thing, but we do need to get a bit of a workout there. See, the black, if you're not careful, it can dominate, take over, and we don't really want that. So I think what I'll do, I'll bring in my regular pencil. And I'm gonna have a little bit. I'm going to be really honest now, and I haven't done a single Christmas card yet. I'm almost at the point, I know we like to do Christmas early, but I like to have that atmosphere when I'm doing them. I don't know if that makes sense. So you get that sort of Christmassy feel as you're doing them. That means obviously that I don't send a massive amount out, but yeah, there you go. See, that's giving it that little bit of depth there. Jackie, there's a couple of ways, because I've actually done this and I've rubbed it in, so to speak, with the tortillon. If you rub it, look, it's not much coming off at all. It's hardly anything. So you can use a fixative. You can use a bit of hairspray, just like you would with you know, the rest of your tiles. Or you can actually use I'll tell you what is nice, using the spray and shine varnish kind of thing, and sprinkling a little bit of glitter in it. Now that's really nice, because then you get a little bit of a glittery all the way through, and you don't have to worry about individual bits then, but it is nice, and that completely seals it. Okay, and I'm not gonna do anything over the top there. So here we go, just gonna add this little bit in, just soften it off and around. See, I've left a little bit there, it's mostly around that end. And then I've done a little bit on these here. See, there's Leslie coming in with an answer as well. It's pretty, yeah, much the same. Yeah, Jackie, I think it would be, I do like to use that spray and shine quite a bit. Okay, I've got my white chalk pencil here, so I could use the white pastel, but I'm going to come in with my chalky one, and just where I've got that whiteness there, I'm just going to add that little bit of a highlight in there. And see here, just on the edges. There we go. Yeah. Now these little dots, perfect for the gel pens and things like that, which I don't have any up here today with me, but that's okay, I could add it later. And then, you know, you could little touch in your highlights if you want, little bits around balls. And then this bit here, of course, let's take away some of that background through that piece. A bit in my highlight there. So a little bit in there too. There's so much of that one. There we go. Let's look at that. Okay. So almost there. Look at that. It's really quite dark and moody there, isn't it? But really then it lightens off like that. So a little bit around the border, I think. And almost there. So back with my pencil. Now you can go outside or inside. Doesn't matter. And I'm not going to sort of do it really heavy because we've got a bit of a broken up sort of design going on there, haven't we? So just going to do little bits where I've got the majority of the line. All right, back in with the tortilla, and along we go. You see, I don't want to sort of move it too far, and because I've got sort of ink already on the page, I want to give it a fighting chance to give it a bit of shape there. So I'm going around in swirls, so I don't have to cover the whole thing. Of course, because I've had a bit of salt on that background as well, I'll make sure that this is going to flow and give me the shadow I want. There you go. Now, I'm not guaranteeing that you're going to get Christmas every tile now, but I thought being that this is a little bit of a milestone, we'll do a few more, but I don't think everyone will be. So we'll see what happens. Yeah. And of course we've got our Advent tiny tiles, unless you want to do regular tiles, starting on the 1st of December. So I've noticed that you're getting your tiny tiles ready for the event. So I don't know, maybe you want to actually ink them up ready. Maybe you've got a colour scheme in mind. I don't know. There you go. I've not decided yet, so I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but we'll see. So last thing to do with this one then is a little signature on it, as per usual. Here we go. I'm going to put it down in this corner here. And there's another tile for the day. So there's that one. So, okay, couple of little things then, just to sort of mention. Now we do know it is that Black Friday and all that kind of thing. Now, I have to think about this. I don't normally do that, but I thought books, I'm going to give you between now and Sunday night, I'm going to give you 20% off any of the instruction books or the colouring books on the website. You do need to put a code in for that.